Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing something a little bit different. We're taking a break from the London content. Well, kind of taking a break because I did go makeup shopping in London, which was fun. But we're taking a little bit of a break from the immigration process, and today we're going to be doing some makeup. So before we get started, I must put it out there, I've had no training with makeup. Everything that I've done has been from years of just watching, looking, and getting a feel of things. My first inspiration for makeup was actually my sister. I loved watching her put makeup. As a young girl, I used to dance, I used to take part in stage productions, and she always did my makeup. So she was my first exposure to makeup, and I just grew to love it from there. So I have her to thank for that. Obviously, I'm not an expert in this. I'm gonna give you my opinion. It might not always be the perfect way to do things. It might not always be the way it's suggested to do things, but obviously this is what works for me. And this has been something that has been requested for such a long time that I could not put it off any longer. So I'm sitting on the floor with you today, and we're going to open up my makeup bag. I'm sitting on the floor, I'll have you know, because I have white sheets on the bed, and there is no way that I'm opening up this bag on my white sheets. So I'm going to show you some of my non-negotiables, my old faithfuls that I do not change, I do not steer away from, and I will not steer away from. I'm going to go through some new products that I purchased, and then I received some products just before I left South Africa from an amazing brand called Color Correct, and I'm going to share that with you as well. I've been testing out these products for a few weeks now, and I absolutely love them, so I wanted to share that with you as well. So let's go with my old faithfuls. This is the eyeliner that I use. It's the Lakme water resistant instant eyeliner. It's not, I wouldn't really call it water resistant because at the first sign of tears it does run, but I love how dark it is, and I love that it stays dark the entire day. It is a brush tip liner, which I also quite love, and I'm opening up a new one today because I finished off the old one. I get these when I go to India. When my mom visits India, she buys me an entire box. If anyone's going that I know, I get them to buy me a box. I did find a supplier in Fordsburg in South Africa that I would buy from as well. I haven't yet found a supplier here, but luckily I still have about 6 or 7 in my box, and hopefully somebody will go to India before that. So that's my old faithful. Been using this since I was 15 years old, and I will not use another liner. My next old faithful is the Essence Long Lasting Eye Pencil Black Fever. So I use the Lakme on my top liner, and I use this on my bottom liner. I often get asked what liner do I use at the bottom because it doesn't smudge, and this is the one. I actually found it in one of the stores, so I'm very happy to report that I can get this here in the UK, and it's easily available at Clicks Dischem. It's the Essence brand, so you can easily get that. As I mentioned, I did go shopping at Superdrug. What I did get from there today, I got a new primer, and I usually use the Maybelline Baby Skin, which I've loved for years. I'm trying out this one from Maybelline, which is the Fit Me, and this is a luminous and smooth, so I do love to use a primer. Baby Skin has served me really well, and I'll drop a picture of that for you guys as well to see. So I'm going to test this out and see how this one goes. Also got a new mascara. I'm not really fussy with mascara because when I'm going out for, like, you know, if I'm really dressing up, then I would generally go with lashes, and I like to go with more of a 3/4 length lash, so more volume towards the edges and not as much towards the center. So if you can see that over there. Also got my brows, and I know a lot of you ask me about my brows. So these are my brows with nothing on at the moment, but I do use eyeshadow. I had a brow kit from, I think it was either Essence or Catrice a while ago, but it's basically almost dead now. The shadow that I was using for it is basically almost out, so I needed to look for something here. I got one now that's a balm. I'm not mad about balms. It's called a brow pomade, and it's from Revolution Pro. I'm going to test it out, but I do generally like a powder, so I'm going to use the powder today, and then I'll let you know how this pomade works out. And I know it's not always recommended, but I do like using a makeup sponge to actually apply my makeup or my base on. I just prefer the feel of the application. I know that it can sometimes waste product. I just find with brushes, I never really get the texture right, so I prefer a sponge, and obviously each person has to go with what they prefer. So I got some of those as well. And then I had to leave a lot of my brushes behind in SA, so I got a few new brushes. So yay for brushes, and these are so cute. I love the pink. And the bag, because this is not going to fit into my makeup bag. And then I've been testing out some products from Color Correct. One of the ones I was most excited about was the Under Eye Correcting Primer. I started using it last week. I love it because it also has a hydrating element, which is really good, so I'm going to be using that. I haven't yet tried this one out, but it is the Cheek and Eye Matte Powder Duo, so you can use this basically on your cheeks and on your eyes as well. The other one that I've already tried out is the Dimension Cream Palette, and I love this because you've got it's basically cream, so you can use them on your eyes, your lips, or your face. You can use that one at the top as a highlighter. You've got blush, and that can be used as a contour as well. I also tested out this one last week, and this is the Blur and Contour Cream. So what's really nice is these can be used to actually neutralize blotchiness in your skin and blemishes that you want to cover up, and then that can be used to contour. This can also be used to mix up so that you can get the right shade for your skin. So it's really nice because it's actually adaptable for different skin tones. I'm going to use one of my favorite palettes. I'll show you my palette shortly, and then my MAC base to start. So let's get going. Before adding anything to my skin, I like to make sure that it's nicely moisturized, and thereafter I'm going to add some primer, and as I mentioned, I'm trying out the new Maybelline Fit Me primer. Then I'm using the Blur and Contour Cream from Color Correct just to neutralize some of the redness on my cheeks and a few blemishes that I wanted to cover up. Afterwards, I used the Color Correct Eye Primer. It's actually quite hydrating, and I like to use it under the eye as well as the top of my eye. Back to the Blur and Contour Cream just to cover up those under eyes. And I started with thin layer first, then a bit of my base, and I added on another layer afterwards that I mixed between the two colors just to neutralize. I've only actually started with this step last week, but I'm loving how it looks. Getting out every last possible drop of base before opening up a new bottle, of course, and then adding on my base. Next up, I do my eyebrows, and then I go on to eyeshadow. Some people like to do their eyes first and then put on their base afterwards. It's completely up to you. There's no right or wrong way to do it. It's just my personal preference that I like to do my base first and then do my eyes afterwards. So for the brows, I'm still using my powder, almost on its way out. I'm pretty sure this was I think this was a Catrice one. I actually got it as a free gift with a sample pack. So basically what I do here is just define them. I am trying to grow out this side. I feel like it's gotten too thin on the inner side here, so I'm trying to grow this one out a little bit. I did have them freshly threaded, so that's why they look extra nice and neat. So next up, shadow, and this is one of my palettes that I use. It actually was gifted to me a while ago. You can see the colors I use most often. I like to start with a very neutral base first and then build up on the colors. I do love a smoky. I like the browns, so I would generally use that as a base all over, and then go here and then darken a little bit of that crease line or the edges just around here with the darker color. I must be honest, I don't really have much of a method here. I play around with the colors. I use a mix of my fingers, and then I have some brushes that I like to use as well, and I just blend as much as I possibly can. Obviously, you want to be a bit more careful when you're playing around with darker colors, otherwise we end up with some raccoon eyes. Okay, so now we're on to eyeliner. This is my top liner. It's a brush stick application. It does take a few minutes to just completely dry. Okay, so that was really hard because I had to do it from quite far away so that you could see, but yeah, try to do it as evenly as possible. But yeah, so it's basically freehand. I wing a little bit, but that comes from years of practice. So I know there are like different applicators you can use and different techniques to actually get your wing perfect, but I just freehand it mostly. Okay, next up, my Essence eyeliner that goes at the bottom. One of my favorite things about this liner is just how dark it is and the fact that it doesn't smudge and it lasts all day. Then we're going to do some mascara. Now I'm going to try not to hurt my eye in the process. So eyes are generally the most important part to me. Apart from the fact that I'm an optometrist, I really love eye makeup as well. So what I do from here is I just touch up any areas that makeup might have fallen onto, like eyeshadow. If I see anything that, you know, while I was touching, I messed up my base, and I would try and touch that up while I wait for my liner to dry, because my liner does take a few minutes to dry. And after my liner has dried, I do put on eyelashes. I'm not going to put eyelashes on today because I have to go pick up a 7-year-old from school. But my one biggest tip for eyelashes is to ensure that you let your glue dry sufficiently before attempting to even stick it on. So whatever glue you're using, make sure you air dry it like that, blow on it, whatever you need to do, let it get gummy, and then you put it onto your eyes. Also measure if it is actually going to fit along your eyelash line. If it's too long, it's going to irritate on the inner sides. So you can snip it a little bit, snip it on the inner side or the outer side, whatever you prefer. I like to snip on the inner side so I still have volume on the outer sides, and that's why I go for a 3/4 length, because I feel like the normal lashes are a bit too long for my eyes. Yes, so that's my tip for eyelashes. Hopefully, if you guys enjoy this, I'll do a few more looks. Obviously, this is a very generic look that I'm doing today. It's just a smoky eye, some eyeshadow, my eyeliner, and a few of my products that I use and that I'm testing out. But if you enjoyed it, obviously I will do more for you, and a few different looks, try out different things, and yeah, we can see how that goes. So next up, let me touch up whatever I need to on here, and then we're going to get to the contouring. This was the other one that I forgot to mention that I bought today. So I got a new contour kit because my old one fell and broke. There's quite a few Essence products that I enjoyed back in SA, and they had really nice shades, especially for ethnic skin and for darker skin tones, which I found certain brands had very light contours and you could barely see it on my skin. So I do like obviously quite a nice dark one over here, and then this is the highlight that I'm going to use. Okay, so contour, I've got a little contour brush, and then I just do certain areas. So I do here under my cheekbone. Again, this is not the everyday routine, but when I want to look a little bit extra. There's a lot of tutorials and stuff and information on the net about how to contour for your face shape. So I would suggest, if you're not sure, maybe Google that and sort of figure out what contour is going to work, or contouring which part of your face, especially for your face shape. And then I've got this brush and I just rub it in. I used to add highlight and rub it in together, but I found I didn't get as much definition. So now I just let it blend into my base. And again, this might not be the right technique, but it's what's worked for me and what I've found works for me over the years. And that's basically it. I'm going to use the highlighter from here since the other one is almost dead. Just highlight here. Oh, this is quite highlighty. I actually quite like that. And then I like to do this spot here, up here. And then I always highlight here. Just try and blend it in if I need to with my shadow. Gonna test out the Color Correct Cheek and Eye Matte Powder Duo. So this can be used as eyeshadow or for the cheeks. I'm gonna use this one here as my blush. I actually quite like that hue. I'm gonna finish it off with some lips and I'm going to try today the Bombay Crush from Color Correct. Now that we aren't wearing masks as much, it gives me the opportunity to try other options with lips, because I was literally only using like Stay Fast and Mask Proof, and yeah. So now I've got a lot more options and I love this color, so let's see how it looks. I would suggest hydrating beforehand. I didn't do that today on my lips. But even on the skin, just hydrating your skin, moisturizing, make sure you moisturize enough before you do your routine. Vaseline on my lips. Any lip therapy that you have is great just to moisturize, even a bit of a lip scrub. I sometimes like to do a light lip scrub beforehand because my lips can become quite dry. I wish I had done that today, but I haven't. So anyway, I love this shade. I do recently prefer matte to shiny, and this is more shiny. But it actually looks quite nice. It's a nice difference. I haven't worn something shiny in a while, so I'm quite enjoying Bombay Crush. So today was very different and completely out of my comfort zone, but I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please let me know in the comment section. If you want me to do another look, or you have a suggestion on a look you want me to try out, drop that in the comment section as well. And thank you so much for watching, and if you're enjoying my videos, please do like, share and subscribe. It would really mean the world to me. Until next time.